Welcome back to Iroquois Park Sports Centre. Welcome back to the President's Cup here in Whitby. Game number 22 of 22 on deck. It is the gold medal match between the Brooklin Merchants and the Snake Island Muskies. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Jake Elliott for the call to this one. To wrap up a great week, our players to watch, we start on the side of the Snake Island Muskies. Landon Sinfield, a great semifinal.
Indeed, it has been 15 points here for Sinfield, and really kind of willed his team back in that game against the Miners in that semifinal. Scored some real important goals down the stretch, did Sinfield. Gave him a chance to win. That's exactly what they did. Keogh had the game winner, but they don't get there without Sinfield.
And get up Nova Scotia, your boy Zach Kerrigan with 7 assists to bring the Merchants into this game today.
Yeah, a little surprised when I was doing the pregame prep. It's been kind of jockeying, and that gives you an idea that Brooklyn has had a really nice balanced scoring attack. But it's Kerrigan atop them all here for the Merchants roster as they move in here to the final.
Talking with Gavin Prout before the game, a younger lineup than you would normally see on some other teams in the Prezi. Guys playing in their 5th, 6th, 8th, 17th plus President's Cup.
Yes.
Younger roster here for Brooklyn. Both of these teams looking for their first ever President's Cup gold medal. One of them will break the drought here in about 2 hours. Glad to have you with you. Let's check in with our third member of the broadcast crew, Pat Gregoire.
Or Jake, not before Jake Elliott hits us with the line.
Okay, blow the whistle. Let's play some Dewa Alado and Sego Ziwaguego to Mohawk territory. Tuned in here for their Muskies tonight.
Well, Matt, not only did you mention we're guaranteed a first-time winner, neither of these teams have captured gold. Snake Island's best finish was back in 2011, losing to St. Regis in that final. But silver for Brooklyn is the best they've ever finished as well. And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. That is fitting because that was the first year that they appeared, and it was their first year as a team. But it will also be the first time since 2014 that we'll have a champion not named the Pioneers, the Rivermen, or the Miners. So needless to say, history's happening in this building.
Had him there, Matty. He had him and just missed it.
Thank you, Pat. We'll check in with him throughout the game. Brooklyn wearing their orange jerseys off the home bench. Working away from Deacon Knott, who, yes, does have a new bucket and mask ready for this game after the equipment check. Twist shot here at the side of the net. Braden Saris working in on Nick Damoud, who's gone basically the distance here for the Muskies.
Yeah, I think Pat mentioned it earlier in the bronze medal game. I think upwards of 20. They have not lost since like late June here, Matty. Over 20 games for the Merchants since they've lost a game. Interesting little note here. Both teams wearing their colored jerseys for this final game.
Yes, no dark on light. I think the same ones that Brooklyn had last night to get them through here. So the positive vibes working in the laundry room, I guess.
Yeah, a little superstition, I'm sure, as well, as you kind of like to stick with what's working. And here he comes, Joe Hall in the lineup for Snake Island tonight.
Frederick Hartley with the ball. He slots in for Cameron Accioni. Got banged up in the semifinal. Only roster change for Brooklyn. Ryan McCrory in for Darren Elliott as Ryan Lanchbury circles over the top. Amongst the top scoring leaders in the tournament is Lanchbury.
He sure is, and with 3 points, he will tie the overall race for scoring, which is held by Anderson right now at 29 points. Scratches here, Medicare, let's get him in quick. Francis, Jake Rice, Accioni, Will Johnson, Malion, and Lamoureux out for the Muskies, and here for the Merchants, it's Renault, Elliott, Morgan, Shuskowski, and Robertson, along with Tucker here for Brooklyn.
Setting up an outside shot. They'll bring it back with 5 on the clock to Saris, who drags it past the defender to the crease. Trying the shoot. There was Will McLeod. It just fell out of the stick at the last minute. Thought for a second that Parker Pfeiffer was going to let rip. Elected for the last pass.
Yeah, he probably should have, and that's usually one McLeod will handle pretty easily, but absolutely whiffed on it. Last bit of housekeeping here is Skylar Thomas with a look. Joel Furman, Trent Bray, Mark Sands, standby Race Funk.
Stand by. Here's Matt Duncan headed to the cage. Rebound in the stick of Jason Crawford. Got buried by a double team, and the fans up in arms. I believe that's Nicholas Volkov in the number 32. Big compliment of former Minto winners with the Burlington Blaze.
Just so everybody knows, 2 Ontario refs, 1 Can-Am ref, and 1 from Alberta. Just putting it out there.
Merchants setting up again over the top. Alex Marinier going to circle the crease, playing back to the aforementioned Kerrigan. Parker Pfeiffer stopped in his track, looking off Kerrigan for the quick stick back door. Demude doing all sorts of cartwheels and spins in that crease to keep it out.
Yeah, I think that's a look that Brooklyn is going to look for early and often. Demude sometimes can get caught going post to post, and that's a couple of times already in this game where they've looked for that skip pass and the quick stick.
Joey Spallina onto the crease. Faking low, going high, Keogh off the crossbar. The return going to come back in front of the penalty box area. Skylar Thomas in there with Cody Hamley, and it's Thomas in 66 going to win it for the Muskies.
Yeah, Keogh faked the between the legs and then pumped it on goal. It was Hartley that rang the crossbar as the Muskies came close to opening scoring.
Skylar Thomas has a man in the middle. Lanchbury lets fly. Caught cleanly by Deacon, not looking for an outlet now.
That's a good start here for Deacon Knott, too, as both teams getting some pretty quality looks to start this game.
Gavin Prout saying before the game that he doesn't think there's a team in the tournament that can match the athleticism of the Brooklyn Merchants. If there is, it's Snake Island as we get another shot here. This one's going to bounce up into the timekeeper's area.
Yeah, missing one of the twins in Echione might tip the scales back towards Brooklyn in that department. Certainly younger, certainly quicker in transition, and I think the Muskies will prefer to play 5-on-5 sets here if they can.
Ball down to the half boards, bringing it out. Lanchbury, huge screen set by Vaughn Harris. Took the shot without the ball, and Deacon Knott still reacted for the save. Harris banged up in that semifinal as well. Could hardly move by the end of that game. Kind of surprised to see him out there, to be honest, but Muskies short on bodies.
Gives you an idea how much it means to Vaughn Harris. Maybe transition here.
After the Marinier shot, they're going to get it back to Matt Accioni. He got in behind the defense, and he'll ring it off the jersey of Knott. And back to the boards.
Well, clearly a Brooklyn Merchant partisan crowd here, but a good contingent of Muskie fans on hand. Great atmosphere, as we had expected would be for the President's Cup final.
And I think there's a strong percentage of folks here just for vibes, checking out the final game here of this President's Cup in Whitby. Quick stick back to Marinier from Pfeiffer. His shot into the feet of Demude, stopped in the crease.
Yeah, clearly this is a strategy here from Degerden. You can tell already, Matt, in this first period, they want quick swings across the floor and quick shots off those quick swings to try and beat Demude.
Ball outside again for the Muskies, moving it to top spot. Lanchbury flips it to the crease. Thompson hit hard by Matt Duncan. Ball will roll back behind the crease area. A couple hits there and rolled through the crease. Alexis Simard out in partial 2-on-1 with Kerrigan. Quick off that Muskies bench.
Now you're going to have to be ready. If you're first on the gate here for either of these teams, you better be ready to shoot out that gate.
Parker Pfeiffer flipping it far side. It'll be returned for Saris. Kerrigan back up top, mishandled. Raposo had a bat at it. Kerrigan will get it back and shoots wide through the crease. Shot clock over and back. Take your pick. Muskies ball.
Well, through just about 7 minutes here, scoreless in the final, and I don't know, man. Like I really came into this game really not knowing, are we going to see high scoring, low scoring? Right now we're on pace for a pretty defensive battle here, but I feel like it could break out at any moment here with the firepower out there.
I was just about to say there's too many weapons, including this guy, Keogh, making Knott go down into the splits. Hit down in the corner. Liam Osborne taken down. It'll go Merchant's way with Adam Perroni. Want to call him a veteran. Not an old guy by any stance, but just because of how young Brooklyn's roster is, he stands out at that point. Oh, Marinier. Shot was blocked right off Jerry Stotts.
McLeod caught that one.
And now Saris has it again from the outside. Less than 10 to shoot, though. McLeod for Saris. Up in his face. Bounces off Christopher Willman. Not going to go over and back. Marinier. Long range shot. And
easy now, boys. Easy now. Look out between the benches here.
Had a couple separate incidents at the same time.
Yeah, you don't want to take yourself out of a game like this. You don't want to put your team at a deficit either, and it looks like we'll get offsetting trade-off as the motion's obviously running high here in this one, as Curtis Connolly and Pulera will both have a seat for a rough. Will stay 5-on-5.
Patty Gregoire down in amongst the action as we go 5-on-5 here on the offsetting penalties. Let's check in, Patty.
Yeah, you can really feel the energy in this building. Definitely the most raucous crowd we've had so far. Fans from Snake Island, a good contingency from Brooklyn, but just want to update here. 3 30-second shot kills for Snake Island, blocking shots, getting in the lanes.
And then a rip back the other way for Vaughn Harris. You can see the leg all wrapped up tight. He's got the lead.
Yeah, that's the outside shot there for Harris. In that semifinal, he had about 3 or 4 looks to start that game and just couldn't buy one against the Miners, but gets on the board early here for the Muskies as they lead at 1-0. Vaughn Harris with the goal. And Patty, you were chirping Ashley Donkin at the Minto as we turned the microphone over to her that we were going to have a guaranteed goal. So I got to chirp you, as it just took us going to you to get our first goal of the game.
I don't know if I want to throw to him more or less now, if that's the case.
Well, that ball just went over the glass. A President's Cup souvenir, and it'll be Merchant's ball here now.
That one coming about 7.5 minutes into this first period, scheduled for 3:20s. Coming across Parker Pfeiffer in the middle. Kerrigan didn't need much room to release that shot. They'll put it behind the net with a fresh 30 seconds. Will the Merchants up top here.
Look out.
Skip pass, looking to get it across. Here's Raposo.
Look
One
out.
player of the game yesterday, going to sneak in.
Oh!
What a move, what a stop from Deacon Knott.
How did it clip it, Matt Carrick? How did he get a glove on that? It looked like they had no hope to make that stop and just threw out a glove in desperation to steal one from Raposo.
Remember that save. I know we're early here in the first, but my goodness. Highlight reel rolling already for Deacon Knott in this game. And here come the Muskies again as we get a look at the Knott save in the small picture, making a big one in the big frame. Ball didn't come out of the cylinder, and fans at home got a good look. We're going to need one more ourselves as we're trying to catch a little bit of everything here.
Repo man hard at work. And listen, I think the Muskies have had the edge in transition, at least in the first half of this period. Let's see if it continues. But they're the ones out running more so than the Merchants right now. And I also want to mention, I'm not sure about it, but it almost looks like Nick Damoud may be wearing a different set of pants here for this President's Cup final.
You think he...
I
he thought...
Okay.
Okay,
Patty,
since day 2 is...
All right.
Okay.
I love my tinfoil hats. You guys know that.
I can tell you that Snake Island were watching the warm-up very intently at Deacon Knott to make sure he had a new helmet, new mask.
He does. We got a good shot of that.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get it up there in a little bit.
Sinfield. The discussion was on in the penalty box area. And there is a look at the one he's sporting tonight from his Burlington Blaze days.
Yeah, well, this, I believe, is Philadelphia Wings mask from his rookie year, but also won a Minto Cup wearing that mask. So good vibes there for Deacon Knott.
All the vibes you can find here in the arena tonight for both of these teams, it seems. Liam Osborne. Marinier from inside the restraining line. Couple moves before shooting off the dasher. Even the Snake Island Muskies coaching staff wondering if they're going to go 2 buttons on the golf shirt or 1.
I think they've done a nice job keeping the Merchants to the outside offensively early in this game. Merchants want to penetrate that middle. Everybody wants to do that. But I think the Muskies have done a nice job so far forcing those shots from the outside.
Back half of the period now. 1-0 Snake Island so far. Vaughn Harris setting the screen. He was the goal scorer. Lanchbury circling the crease. Going to go all the way back around to Harris again. High stepping outside, shoots off the glass. Nice pickup, Thomas. What a move, lands in the crease.
And he went through the semifinal without getting a goal either, Matt. And I just don't know if you
Knott's feeling it though.
Yeah, he's laboring here a little bit as he took some contact and We might get our media time out here in the first period, but I want to go back to Skylar Thomas. This guy's been a dangerous player all week long, but I just don't know if you're holding him off the score sheet. 2 games in a row, came real close there. Still 1-0 as we hit the midway mark.
And that'll give us a chance to go downstairs. Pat Gregoire standing by, our sideline reporter. Patty, what do you got?
Thank you very much, fellas. They don't quite make them like Stephen Keogh anymore, do they? 3 goals yesterday, 2 assists, including the game winner. A big reason why Snake Island finds themselves in this situation. It's almost like he was made in a lacrosse lab, or maybe for assistant coach Luke Magnan says a video game. Before the game, before waxing poetically of Keogh, Magnan said that the Scarborough, Ontario native is the exact type of player he would want to build in EA Sports, a lacrosse video game. 99 toughness, 99 lacrosse IQ, a 95 in shooting accuracy. He said maybe would want to bump up the speed a little bit, but with a laugh, he said truly one of the best teammates I've ever had. One was my favorite player growing up as a kid, and it's truly an honor that I get to coach him here at the Prezi.
From the toughest borough in Ontario, Scarborough, right?
That's correct.
All right, just making sure.
Broke the mold after that one. 96, 97 maybe on the Selly department as well.
Give him 99 on the
All
Selly
right,
department.
99.
Yeah.
99. Skylar Thomas here outside of the timeout. Under 9 minutes to go. Still 1-0. Here's Joey Spolina. And you knew we were going to hear from him here in the gold medal game.
Indeed. This kid is a gamer, and the bigger the game, the better he plays for the most part as Spolina. His 10th of the Prezi puts the Muskies up 2-0 here and quiets down this Merchant crowd inside Iroquois Park.
Jake, 2 goals on the boards for Snake Island, 2 assists for Ryan Lanchbury as we get the finish from Spolina.
All right, so 2 away from the tournament lead now for Lanchbury. Not that that is on his mind whatsoever in a game like this. Just win. It has to be the mantra for both clubs. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it.
Won the scoring title back in 2023, and everybody else on the top 5 list now done for the tournament. Are we going to get a moving screen here, Paul?
Raposo's got to reel it in here a little bit. He's hot at the referee, and he's giving him a bit of a leash as well, but he wasn't happy with that call.
Merchants back with it. Parker Pfeiffer to the far side, just inside the restraining line. Marinier top spot, shoots. Pfeiffer knocked down after the save from Demude. Him and Curtis Connolly still battling each other.
I'll say that's a decent look there for Marinier, right? Your top dead center from about 23 feet out. That's a good look. But you have to find a way to penetrate the middle here on the Muskies. Otherwise, Demude's going to settle into this game, and the more stops he makes, the better he gets. So you better break through.
Oh. Well, look out for this guy, too. Vaughn Harris with a pair.
Oh, he's fired up, Matt. He's fired up, and these Muskies fans are as well. As you knew, coming into this game with Brooklyn playing at home, if there was any chance for the Muskies to win this game, and I still think there's a run coming here from Brooklyn, but if they were going to win this game, the main way they had to do it was get off to a good start. Try and take the crowd out of it, give them self-confidence, and then settle into the game here. But if they were the team that got down 3-0, that's going to be a long night for the Muskies, but they've gotten off to a great start here.
I would say especially here in this building with this crowd, but as we said, it already seems nearly 50-50 between the two communities, but definitely a hefty Brooklyn fans being louder so far. And if the introductions were of any indication.
Nice hands down there.
Great hands. One hand.
Protecting some youngsters down there as well. Nicely done.
Okay, now give him the ball. There you go.
Yeah, don't keep that thing.
Saris to Marinier. Saris looked back in that direction, but all covered up. Elected to go far side, tipped off a defender. Now the Merchants going to circle the crease. Pfeiffer.
Again, outside shot, Matt.
And I
get it. You're coming inside on guys like Adam Bomberry and Briar John. These are big men back there, but you got to pay the price. You got to sacrifice and penetrate here, or at least try to open up that Muskies defense.
Sinfield looking to do just that here in the offensive end. Lanchbury then on the back end.
And you can see the difference of the looks that Snake Island is
100%.
getting compared to what Brooklyn's getting to start this game.
Liam Osborne off the bench. This is Pfeiffer, Devin Pfeiffer, wearing the captain's C. Saris will set the screen. Still all outside for Saris. The screen comes, shoots and scores. Braden Saris cares not for your analysis.
Well, no, I was just going to say, if you try something enough times, eventually it's going to work. I just don't know if they can live and die from the perimeter shot here in this gold medal game. But Saris possesses a really good outside shot and kind of got David leaning the wrong way as he pulls it to the short side here. You see him make a little move to that far side, and that's all it takes to find hip high, stick side on Damu.
A lot of these guys that came up through that Burlington system do and did lean on that outside shot. So, well, I hear your point. I think to try and change things that have got you this far, I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, I mean,
transition and outside shooting that's worked for the Merchants all season.
Yeah, if that's the recipe, then so be it. As Thomas,
oh boy, scores not to be denied a second time. Skylar Thomas. Air show is on this weekend. It's starting here in this building.
That was nice right there from Skylar. Didn't have a big takeoff there, but did get off the ground as gets his own rebound here and just scoops up the garbage, and then a little corkscrew past Deacon Knott. And those goals are always a little bit bigger, right, Matty? When you give one up, but then you come right back down and you answer back quickly, and that just takes the wind out of the sails.
Jerry Stotts on the faceoff, stuffed, trying to get back across center. Eventually it's worked along the boards. Double team, however, of Nicholas Volkov and Cody Hamley going to knock the player and the ball down.
Willman's still got it in the pocket. I mean, that's got to be interference.
Well, if not on him, Alexis Simard perhaps, who was working over another player.
They're letting him play down there in the corner.
All of it on the Muskies clock, though, which is now about to run out. And you knew after 30 seconds of
get
in your
in
face
there
in the corner, we were going to get something on the way out.
And this situation where the referee just blow the whistle and start the game again, and they'll separate and get back to playing ball.
Stone Jacobs came all the way from outside the restraining line to get in on that one. 5 minutes left here in the period. Marinier need one more. Hamley was laid off. Saris returns it to Marinier. Backdoor cut, Kerrigan can't find him with the ball. It'll bounce back to Zachary Hops.
That's a good handle there for Hops off the turf there. Confident pickup. And the Merchants hustle back to shut down any potential transition.
Jackson Raposo looking for help. He'll find a man in front of the Brooklyn bench. Lanchbury down to Spallina. Lanchbury headed to the net, just missed the return pass.
Yeah, I knew he couldn't touch the ball after going through the crease either, so he didn't try and do that.
Crawford. You can see Frederick Hartley get right on Liam Osborne as that loose ball headed in his direction.
He was a dangerous player last night in that semi against Six Nations. Osborne was all over the place, just flying around on the turf.
Here's Kerrigan backing up. Stone Jacobs will rip the ball out of his hands. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back through the middle. Devin Pfeiffer couldn't pick it up, and then when he did, there was no time left.
And Patty mentioned the shot clock violations here on Brooklyn's offense. That's got to be close to a handful now.
Skylar Thomas has it again. What's he got for an encore? Wants to get towards the crease. Not going to get there. Joe Hall, far side. Lanchbury shot. Stumbled not a little bit. Big collision. Outlet pass. Too far. Down there for Jacob Hickey.
Yeah, it's the first time we've really seen Brooklyn trying to stretch the floor there that time, and the pass just a little too long. I wondered whether Joe Hall would get into this game, Matt, with the injury to Jake Rice last night, and I think they kind of missed having a guy like Hall on that left side just running picks for guys like that.
Oh. Sinfield, top corner. What is that now? 4 goals in 24 hours?
My goodness. I mean, he did a lot of his work from the inside, but he shows you he's got a little outside game as well, as he just comes with the sidearm stroke. And watch, this will be a great look at it here, Matt. Just right around his defender and bingo into the far top corner past Deacon Knott, who's still looking for that one. 5-1 Snake Island.
Can't say that saw this coming, thought it would be close throughout. Kerrigan off the face-off. Of course, we've still got second period coming, which is where the Merchants can flex those transition chops, perhaps. Marinier back to the outside. Kerrigan going to duck his way in, ran into his own man, recovers, number of moves.
Oh, man.
Damoud went with him, and it was just over top of the net.
Better, though, right? That's where you got to get. Dirty area of the floor, right on top of the crease. Get Damoud dancing a little bit in his crease and try and open him up. He's such a big goaltender. So let's also not forget, Matty, we got a battle of Philadelphia Wings here in either end.
Yes. Here's Lanchbury. Harris with the screen in front. Skylar Thomas, pick coming from Joe Hall and into the back of the net. And the Keogh Selly at the end for Skylar Thomas.
I don't think Skylar Thomas looked up to a guy like Stephen Keogh on the come-up. One of the best celebrations in lacrosse, and Skylar Thomas an ode to 82 across the floor. As there's that pick from Hall. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's, you know, Joe Hall's not looking to score goals or set him up even. He's just looking to open guys up. And he's a crafty veteran that knows how to set really good picks. And that opens up Skylar Thomas for the outside bomb. 17
for sure for Joe Hall. May even be more. He's not sure of the number. No one really sure what the number is.
It's folklore at this point. But we do know this. He's only got one President's Cup win in those 17, 18, 19 years, whatever it may be. And none here with the Muskies. Let's remember, one of these two teams is going to win the President's Cup for the first time in their franchise history.
And we also know that Joe Hall has said this is his last one.
He said that for the last 6 years.
I don't know how many people believe that to be true. We'll wait till next year.
If he gets the W, I guarantee it, it is.
Yes.
And now we're going to get a Brooklyn penalty for delay again.
Yeah, started with a moving screenplay on Parker Pfeiffer in front. Then Marinier with the ball dumped it back into the corner, and that's pretty easy one for the officials to call here.
Big moments here, Matt. I know it's a 5-goal spread, which, you know, feels probably a little overwhelming here for Brooklyn right now. But a penalty like that, a delay a game, unsportsmanlike penalty at the end of the period, if the Muskies get one here going to the break, going to be a long hill to climb for Brooklyn.
And that's where I do think they miss some of the veteran presence. And again, young roster. A lot of the older guys have graduated, if you will, through this system. Them and Brooklyn Lacrosse Club, same owners, use the same kind of pool of players to roster both teams. And it is much younger than some of the veterans we've talked about on the Snake Island side. Thomas, boy, he's feeling it in this gold medal game. Wants it right back.
Oh, lucky bounce.
Spalina up top. Back to Thomas. Stole it away from Sinfield, and then the behind-the-back pass. Missed the Toronto Rock draft pick. He'll throw it on net. Resets the clock. Diving Keogh wants his celebration move back.
Well, see if they can force the issue here a little bit shorthanded into this final minute of this opening period. And maybe the best 20 of the week here for the Muskies, putting up 6. And let's remember that this is the 5-0 host team, Brooklyn Merchants here. This isn't Saskatchewan or Winnipeg, no disrespect intended.
Not just 5-0 in this tournament, but 20-plus going back a couple months for this Merchants team. 30 seconds left to go.
Yeah, use this possession. You got about an 11-second differential shot clock, game clock.
They will use it with Lanchbury. Up top, initially fake to Sinfield, goes there now. Lanchbury again rips from distance.
Now you got the reset. Do you want timeout? I don't think so. Just go on the fly here. You're set up.
Keogh crossed to Thomas, had to settle it down. Not recovered just in time, and a back in with 4 to play.
Chance for one more.
Thomas, far side, not going to get it to Lanchbury or Spalina, although a couple more whacks here at the horn. 6-1. Muskies up big here after the first.
What an opening period here for Snake Island. You can't do it any better than that. As they hang 6 on the Merchants, and will start the second period on the man advantage, as well as P. Greggy and his Lion's Mane down there is going to have a chat with the carpet sweeper himself, Stephen Keogh. Down to the turf we go.
Stephen, what a start for you guys. 6 goals on this undefeated Brooklyn team. What was the message in the locker room to get you guys going?
We needed to come out strong and move the ball and move our feet. And, the balls are dropping, but they're a good team, so they're going to battle back. We just got to stay with it and keep our heads.
What can you say about your goaltender, Nick Damu, just won against right now?
Oh, he's the man, right? He's so cool back there, but it's a unit. It's the D's playing great, and they're not giving up great shots, so we just got to keep going, and hopefully we get some bounces.
Joe Hall has played in so many President's Cup, he actually doesn't even know how many he's played. What's the motivation like when a guy has played so much and he just wants nothing more to win his community at President's Cup?
Yeah, he's one of the best teammates I've played with, right? He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's probably not going to score a bunch of goals, but he's going to give us some little wins out there, loose balls, getting hard to the bench, and hopefully he does find the back of the net. But he's a great guy and a great teammate, and I'm happy for him, and hopefully we can come out with a win here.
Last one here, Brooklyn, obviously a team that likes to push transition. You guys have maybe given up 1 or 2 chances. How important is taking away the lifeblood of this team?
Oh, it's so important. We talked about it. We watched all these games, right? They've been doing a great job streaming these. So we just got to stick with it. We got to play musky lacrosse, and we got to get our butts to the bench and get our D on to do their job.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Stephen. Back up to you guys.
Amped up Stephen Keogh right there, talking a mile a minute. He is fired up for this one. I don't care if it's Senior B, NLL. If there's a championship on the line, Stephen Keogh is going to lay it all out there for you.
And everything he said, absolute gold. You can quote it, write it down. Veteran of his own right, and his team up big. 6-1 right now. We're going to take the timeout, listen to some sponsors, and be back. Lots more to play here in the gold medal game, but the host Merchants down big after 1.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
From our unique origins to the modern game, the global lacrosse community has been preparing for this moment. Together, we step into a new chapter of growth, competition, unity, and inspiration for the next generation. Welcome to a new era of lacrosse. At the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, we continue growing together. Join the journey, and let's make history in LA and beyond. A new era of lacrosse starts now.
From grassroots to major international events, Sport Durham's award-winning edge is the care we take to create memorable participant experiences and lasting legacies. Collaborate with Sport Durham to host your best event yet. While you're here, be sure to visit durhamtourism.ca for things to do across Durham Region's 8 vibrant communities. Summit Access Solutions is a turnkey access company that can accommodate any and all projects from scaffolding, swing stage, material lifts, weather enclosure systems, and shoring, just to name a few. We specialize in making what looks impossible possible so that you can complete any project safely, efficiently, and on time. Call us at 877-786-6483 or visit summitaccess.ca. No matter what the disaster, we'll be there to help get everything in your home or business restored back to normal. Whether your property has suffered from a kitchen fire, basement flood, or a break-in, our professional technicians and restoration experts will use the best tools and strategies to help you make your house feel like a home again. The wait is over. The NLL has partnered with TFL Sports to bring you something legendary. Not since the days of the 1993 MILL has Pro Box Lacrosse seen premier collectible trading cards. The most comprehensive, officially licensed NLL trading cards ever, featuring legends, rookies, game highlights, and more, all dropping in October. Pre-order yours now before they are gone at shop.tflsport.com. With this many stars, you won't want to miss your chance to chase greatness. Whether you're just getting into lacrosse or a seasoned veteran ready to upgrade from that old broken down smelly gear, Twisted Heads Custom Lacrosse has you covered. We specialize in custom head dyes trusted by the pros and stringing for all ages. Follow us on Instagram at twistedheads_lax, and you can also stop by the Warthog's Den at 203 Simcoe Street, Unit 8, Peterborough. Can't make it? Don't worry. You can find everything you need right at your fingertips at twistedheadslax.com. Unleash your inner warthog at Twisted Heads Lacrosse. At Special Benefits Insurance Services, we're more than just an insurance agency. We're a family proudly serving Canadians nationwide since 1993. For over 30 years, we've helped families and individuals find the right health, dental, and travel insurance, always with friendly expert advice that's completely free. Whether you're planning a trip, protecting your health, or making sure your loved ones are covered, we're here with clarity, care, and decades of trusted experience. Special Benefits Insurance Services, where family values meet trusted guidance. Visit us today at sbis.ca. Town Brewery is based right here in Whitby and focused on strengthening our community through good work and good times. Check out the brewery just around the corner at Brock and Victoria, where they brew tons of lagers, sours, and IPAs. And if you've never been, be sure to hit up the Pump House Town waterfront location just down the street on the shores of beautiful Lake Ontario. Back live at Iroquois Park Sports Centre in the gold medal game of the 2025 President's Cup. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Jake Elliott. Snake Island Muskies scoring 6 goals off 18 shots in that first period to just 1 off 11 for the Brooklyn Merchants. Here's the highlights, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. It got going early here with old Von Harris, says that quick release patented there from Harris. And then his right-handed counterpart, Joey Spallina, from a tough angle here. And listen, 6 on 18 on Deacon Knott. He's not going to be happy with that period. Expect a big bounce back here in the second, because I'll tell you what, if you're only stopping 2/3 of the shots sent your way in a gold medal game, you're not going to win. So Deacon Knott's going to need to be a lot better. And that offense here for Brooklyn is going to need to find a way to get inside on that Muskies defense. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night with big Nick Damoud. Kind of a big brother, little brother situation here, showing him how it's done in the other end.
I want to say the 2 best goaltenders in the tournament, Jake.
I think so. Cam McLeod might have something to say with that.
I was trying to think as it was coming out who might contend with these 2 goaltenders.
I mean, even Ty Belanger was solid.
Right.
I mean, all these goaltenders, it's not an easy job, man. It's the hardest position to play in the sport, for sure.
And you don't get to the top 4 in this tournament without a really good goaltender.
Patty.
As the teams make their way back onto the floor.
Bless you, Pat Gregoire. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
That secret sauce is missing with the President's Cup. Just one player from the 2016 team had actually appeared on that. That was the backup goalie, Lucas Coote. Besides that, every single one of these players are getting their first taste of the Prezi. But Gavin Prout, the general manager and assistant coach of this team, told us that, hey, we might not have experience at the President's Cup, but what we do have is championship pedigree and loads of experience at the national championship. They have 8 Minto Cup winners on this team, 6 of them coming from the Burlington Blaze, who won a Minto Cup back in 2023 with Deacon Knott, Nicholas Volkov, Alex Marinier, Alexis Smart, Will McLeod, and Braden Saris, but also the Whitby Warriors back in 22, Colby Hanser and Parker Pfeiffer with some pedigree. So no doubt a big hole to dig out of. Maybe that lack of experience at this title was a reason why they started slow, but the championship pedigree is going to be one of the key ingredients to get back out.
Yes, match. Thank you, Patrick. And, you're going to make adjustments in the intermission. Blow the whistle. Let's play some day well, though, as we'll see who makes the adjustments the best here as we start the second.
My first adjustment was not to jump on you 2 games in a row
Thank you, Matt.
as the face-off was being done.
I mean, somebody made a cup for me with the saying. I got to get that in there.
Outside, Skylar Thomas walking in, still on the power play here. Only a handful of seconds left.
Nice job there from Keogh to just kind of shield his man. Wait for that ball to roll out of the crease.
Renier back on the floor now. We return 5-on-5. Thomas to Lanchbury, no shot. They'll go Sinfield instead. Through traffic finds Deacon Knott, and already you can see 3 orange jerseys headed down floor, along with 1 coming out the front. Long pass to Hickey. Doesn't work.
And I was just going to say, Matt, this is not something we've seen from Brooklyn all week, just unforced turnovers like that right there.
Straight to Stone Jacobs, who will bring it up to the restraining line. And it gives this offense that was clicking on nearly all cylinders in that first period a chance to go back to work. Lanchbury flipping it to Vaughn Harris. Hat-trick watch on for number 28. Sinfield shooting. That one blocked off Adam Peroni.
And this is the one to watch here in this second period with that long change here for Brooklyn to get running here if they can and start creating chances on the run here against the Muskies, because it's not working 5-on-5 quite yet.
Matt Duncan has to play the pass off the boards. 10 to shoot. He does. Kicked out by Damoud in towards the corner. Kerrigan got there first but shielded up. No help coming. Facing 3 Muskies players looking for this loose ball, and no surprise, it's Snake Island. They come away with it.
Yeah, I'm not particularly eager to go into a corner with Adam Bomberry for a loose ball. I'm just not.
Quite content to be up here about 50 feet away from that collision. Outside, Skylar Thomas. Pair of goals in that first period. Playing it back to Lanchbury. Top defender fell. Jason Crawford.
He was thinking about what he wanted to do before he caught the ball, and he forgot to catch it.
Thomas just missed a big hit there. Going to pass it all the way up top over the set and all the way outside to Brian Rice. Lanchbury in towards the crease. His bouncer kicked out. Spalina, third money possession.
You kind of feel like the first goal of this period is going to be massive, too. Either the run's going to continue here for the Muskies or the Merchants might just put themselves right back in the conversation.
Sinfield, Spalina. Halfway through the shot clock, knocked out of his stick. Joey Spalina behind the net, tries to dunk. That was Lanchbury called in the crease.
Yeah, a little case of the alligator arms there for Lancher. Maybe just didn't get the full extension. The alligator arms.
Yeah, I got it. Right. I got it. It was Skylar Thomas that scored the first one early in the tournament and kind of opened the floodgates for everybody else to try that dunk from behind the net. Marinier putting on a good showcase of it on day number 1. Got the ball here. His bouncer. Going to be called for the over and back. And then right at the tail end of that, he got knocked down on an interference call.
Yeah, Jerry Stotts just got an extra one in on Marinier, and it was an unnecessary one.
Fresh 30 here for Brooklyn as they'll roll it over the top. Kerrigan. Screen set in front of him. Tried to pass all the way across floor. Ended up finding the boards instead. And now Snake Island will carry it across the timeline. Took a bit of time, though, for Willman.
Yeah, it takes a little time to get that motor going, Matty, for 45.
Well, Brooklyn bench thought it was too much time, and We play on here behind the net. Thomas. Does he score any goals with his feet on the carpet? I'm not sure.
I just don't know if the dunk is there against Deacon Knott, at least not here in the second period. They've tried a couple of times now, and it hasn't been close.
Duncan, Kerrigan, outside boards, back across McLeod. He'll bring it down. Thought that his teammate was going to go one way, ended up holding his line in the slot area. Kerrigan now back toward the far boards. Pfeiffer brothers. Miscue between them, and then McLeod lost it. There at the hands of Bryn Rice, and that's been typical of Brooklyn here in this game so far.
Yeah, it was a nice little defensive effort there from Brian Rice. He lost his stick, had to go recover, and then got the strip.
Spallina by himself here on the right side. He'll take it back to the restraining line, bring it down. Keogh in front. Spallina down to the corner, Lanchburg. Surveying his options, just tries to shoot it in the feet of Knott. He didn't know where it was.
Had no idea.
Stayed at his feet before being picked out by Scott Reed.
Well, I was eager to see how this first 5 minutes of this second period would play out. No goals yet for either team.
Keelan Polera, far side, Devin Pfeiffer. Dealing with Stone Jacobs after that ball hit off the window. Marinier in there as well now. Rolls back towards the crease area and
just nothing there. You know, one guy that the Merchants surely missing here today in this game, and I'm not sure why he's not in the lineup, Matt. It's got to be due to injury, is Elliott, who was great all week for the Merchants, led their team in scoring for a time as well, and they're missing his firepower on the offensive end.
Lanchbury back to Harris. And that one up and out of play.
I mean, he's got a good name, too. Let's not kid ourselves.
Here's McLeod. High stepping behind. Raposo shot from up top, Marinier.
Well, there's that first goal, right? And it comes from Marinier. That's 2 for him. That's 2 for the Merchants. They're within 4. Now, can they get the next one? As that one slips through the 5-hole at Damoud, who's usually pretty rock solid from that area. But again, that's top dead center. That's a quick release off a pass. And that's how the Merchants want to score goals. It's just move that ball and then shoot quickly. They've been trying it all game long, and it finally breaks through here for Marinier.
I think it's worked earlier in the week because it's just been so crisp. And that little last second finish hasn't been there. The finesse on all of it for Brooklyn, but got it there. Perhaps Merchants trying to find their footing. 6.5 into this period. Ball's going to roll back for Skylar Thomas with 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Can't waste any time here.
Wasn't sure if he wanted to go to the corner or the crease. He'll go to Lanchbury.
That's a good save there for Deacon Knott. Had a read on where that pass was going to go, and he was moving post to post as the ball came across.
Off to his right. Down on his knees, making a good stop there. Keelan Polera. Pass comes across for Kerrigan. Kicked out.
That's a really good save there for Damoud.
Right foot of Damoud. Stone Jacobs, Jackson Raposo leading the charge here for Snake Island back the other way.
Yeah, good decision from Raposo not to try and force the issue.
Vaughn Harris to Skylar Thomas. Through the middle, Sinfield.
This kid is
untouched.
Unbelievable, Matt. The way this youngster in Sinfield, Sinny as they like to call him, Sinny, I don't know what they do, but point being, this guy's got ice water here, Matt. I mean, he's playing on the biggest stage here in the gold medal game. Was wonderful, marvelous in the semifinal, and he's continued right on here in the biggest game probably of his lacrosse career. And he's come to play, as has the Muskies here, back up 5. Sinner. I think it's Sinner.
Sinner?
Sounds better than Sinner,
all right.
I think, right?
Look out, big hit coming here as that ball brought down by Devin Pfeiffer. Big screen set as well. Briar Jonathan getting in the way.
So again, just as, I mean, it wasn't as quick, Matt, but Merchant scored. The Muskies found a way to score right again, and they just did so again, maybe a little bit longer than last time, but no big runs here for the Merchants. I'm sure that's the mantra here for the Muskies.
As spinning back, Frederick Hartley saw him explode in game number 2, his best game of the tournament.
Money possession here for Snake Island.
With Keogh putting it back to Sinfield, already scoring his second of the game. Keogh going to come over to that side and join him. Ball goes against the grain to Spallina. Now Lanchbury inside the restraining line, and then all alone was Hartley.
What a look there from Lanchbury on the backhand serve pass.
2-on-1 with Hickey the other way, though. Shot off the shoulder of Daymood. And the track meet may be on here.
Trailer coming.
Stone Jacobs shoots himself.
I don't mind that look.
Elected not to give it back to Curtis Conley. And now the real speedster, Osborne.
Now opening up here a little bit in the second, and I think this is the game the Merchants want to play, right? Just up and down here a little bit. Use their youth.
And right on cue, find the back of the net. Back within 4.
Yeah, big response there from Piper and the Merchants. As it comes unsettled, right? Just a little flip off from McLeod. Sets a little screen on Jonathan and then let it fly. Beats Daymood clean. As I believe we got something here with Pat Gregoire. Let's go to him.
I know that's not a clean transition goal, more of a unsettled situation. But if you're Brooklyn, you want to play fast. I know Hickey gets that chance, and Snake Island tries to go the other way. One thing Luke Magnan said is we don't want to get caught in a track race, but we do have the guys to take chances in transition. We just got to be smart. And I don't know exactly. I know, Jake, you said you like that shot here. The last thing this team wants to do is go chance for chance, especially when you're up 7-2.
7-3 now.
Moving screen far side. It's a call against Marinier again. He doesn't like it. And neither does the Brooklyn bench. Ref hearing it from Gavin Prout and Mark DeBrone as he made his way down in front of that home side. Thomas faking the pass. He'll spin off his man. Shot high off the window. Lanchbury picked it up. Shoots and scores.
Casual for Lanchbury. I mean, that thing was in and out of his stick in a heartbeat here as the shot from Thomas goes off the end window, and that's just an unlucky bounce there for Brooklyn as it comes right back in front to maybe the most dangerous offensive player in the tournament. Right here for Lanchbury. Just catch and pop, as Patty likes to say, bam, into the back of the net it goes. Did I do it right, Pat? Bam!
Christopher Willman winning the face-off so clean it goes back right next to his net.
Well, I was going to mention that too, right, Medicare? That the game within the game at the face-off dot here, and clearly right now Willman has had the edge.
Lanchbury cutting through. Ronan push Laskin confirming that they do matter.
Yes, that was well done there.
Midway through the period, our media timeout should be coming, which will mean Patty Gregoire time. As far as our broadcast is concerned, Polera back through the middle as the Let's Go Merchant chant starts to ring out here at IPSC. A knockdown there, Devin Pfeiffer.
We mentioned the Whitby Warriors who play out of this arena here, and I think a bunch of them just off to the right of the Muskies bench here tonight, about 15-20. I think junior A lacrosse players taking in the President's Cup final.
Down Lanchbury, back across. Did not get to his left this time to make a good stop.
Joe Hall robbed on the doorstep after a setup from Lanchbury.
McLeod. Can they capitalize back the other way?
Okay. Just getting word it's Trent University, Matt.
From the outside, okay then.
The IQ just went up as a whole. Or down. I'm not sure what kind of institute Trent is, to be honest with you.
Not sure if Mark Farthing's still running that program. I know he was at one point.
the Farth.
Lanchbury back to Spalina. I know they're pretty good at lacrosse.
Well, another good bounce back period here for Deacon Knott, who didn't have his best opening 20, but I think has settled into this game now, and looking like the Muskies are going to have to work for goals here in the second if they want to get some more.
I think that was Stone Jacobs blocking the latest shot. Marinier has it again as they cycle through the righties. That includes man going around the crease. Pass intended for Kerrigan off the head of his stick. He'll pull it back down and head in to move the clean catch. He wants the water break.
Yeah, he wants it, and he's going to get it here, Matt, as 8-3 for the Three Nations champions with 8:08 to go here in the second, and that's about as good of a half a lacrosse game I think the Muskies can play with a 5-goal spread and a half a game to go. Let's go to Pat Gregoire, who I think is amongst the peoples here inside Iroquois Park. What do you got, Greggy?
Made my way down to the penalty box here, hanging out. I know I'm a man of the people, but gotta love this look that I have down here. You guys been talking a lot about Landon Sinfield this game. We've been talking about him all week long. It's been an unbelievable tournament, and I'm sure if he wins a President's Cup, it will be the best summer of maybe his life or maybe last summer. He became just the second Cornwall product to be drafted in the NLL. The other one, Jacob Rouet. Now, he had 85 points with the Aguasasne Thunder, then got called up with the Six Nations Junior A club, and then following that fall, he was picked up by the Toronto Rock. I think there was a lot of discussion this week that he might be able to go out for the Toronto Rock, battle for a practice roster spot. I don't think the Toronto Rock are going to be the only team calling him to get him out to camp this winter.
He's getting a phone call from me. If I'm a GM, I'll tell you that. First thing I probably tell him is black shoes and white socks are not a good look. But he's playing very, very well here at the President's Cup. Transition here, maybe, Matty.
Colby Hanser down floor, had the 2-on-1 bouncing in the crease there, and with 3 Muskies getting back, no way to get it across to Parker Pfeiffer off the bench.
Well, 5 goals has been the highest watermark here so far, right? A couple of times, 6-1, now 8-3.
Outside Thomas brings it down, shoots, not with the save. Had Hartley in the crease getting roughed up, and then him and Peroni having a conversation in behind the play. Jacob Hickey going to stay up on offense here. Gives to Polera, back to Marinier. McLeod, high steps, Hickey sets the screen, and then shoots on the return pass, wide of the mark. Brought up.
Get across
Close
center, Jerry.
to center, yeah.
You can tell a guy that doesn't venture across the line very often when he pulls up before center and goes, oh, am I going to cross here?
Spalina to the crease. Tried to take flight, got drilled at the back end of that play, got up a little bit slow out of that orange carpet.
Here's numbers.
Working off the bench, quick shot. Bouncer there for Brooklyn, and now Conley back by himself, though. Shoots, and Knott will make the save.
That's a good look there for Connolly as Keogh was kind of shut off, and that's when you want to take on the run there for Connolly, but Deacon Knott had the answer.
Outside loading that big shot, Parker Pfeiffer. When he did take it, there was a defender in the way, and it forced it wide. Interference call coming here. Yeah, Pfeiffer knocked down close to the over and back. Then his pass right into the stick of Brian Rice.
Yeah, that's a bad turnover. You just can't have it in a game like this.
To Matt Accioni. Again, brother Cam forced to miss this one. Harris through Sinfield and Thomas. All 3 of those with a pair in the game. Inside the restraining line, Lanchbury. 5 on the shot clock. Finding the trailer cutting through. Sinfield again, and Skylar Thomas will pick up the rebound and reset the clock.
Muskies are getting a lot of resets here in the second period, which is taxing that Merchants defense.
Thomas on his way through. May have got clocked with a high stick. More bodies fall outside the crease. Meanwhile, Hartley going to ring it off the crossbar, and Thomas is in some distress.
Hopefully he's okay. They don't want to lose another left-handed offensive player here. They lost Jake Rice yesterday.
Especially the way Thomas has been
he's
playing. I've got him for 5 points already.
He's playing full of confidence in this game and clearly in some discomfort. We'll get another look at it here. Got the double team. And it's hard to tell where the contact came from there.
Well, then got stepped on.
All right, Patty might have a little more on this situation here with Skylar Thomas.
Yeah, guys, again, down by the bench here. Got a pretty good vantage point. Looked like Thomas actually got hit up in the head. And as he goes down, you could see Ryan Lanchbury, his teammate, trying to address Joel Furman, one of the officials here, saying that got up high, and unfortunately, refs did not see that. And it's not going to be a penalty here, but you guys are totally right. This team has been littered with injuries, especially on the left side. They cannot afford to lose their spark plug on the left side in Skylar Thomas.
And it looks like he'll be okay. It's not body-related, head-related, and just took a knock, and I think he'll continue on here.
Here's McLeod working it through as we're back underway. Under 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Kerrigan. I was going to comment back the other way. Brooklyn haven't really got many of these money possessions. They'll have one here. Ended up with two guys behind the net. Dunk play maybe on. Pass to McLeod. Up top, hard shot. Saris.
Another good stop for David.
But how about Raposo jumping in, knowing he's going to take contact, actually picked up the loose ball.
Yeah, so I don't
Still
know if
battling for it. And no, I don't think they gave the Muskies possession.
Which I'm a little shocked of. That should have been at least an 8-second call. And now it's going to be a Muskies possession.
Fans wanted a call here as McLeod taken down. He's lost his helmet and he's down on all fours. Back to our right-hand side. And Osborne and Willman go cage to cage right in front of Pat Gregoire.
Yeah, some emotion. Patty, what are you hearing down there between Osborne and Willman?
Well, friendly chatter as Steve Keogh pulls away Willman and says, that's enough there. That's that leadership presence that Keogh provides to this team. You know, trying to keep his team level-headed and not allow Brooklyn to get under the skin of any of these guys. And guys, Matt, I heard you said not many money possessions for Brooklyn. That was just their first money possession of the period alone.
Well, there you go. That's not many. It was right, Pat. That's not many.
Not even part of the math department here at the Prezi. He's busy. Can't distract him. 10 left in the shot clock of the Muskies with Lanchbury being forced to his wrong side. There's shrapnel all over the place in the offensive end. Keogh gets chopped out of his hands. Can't remember the last time that's happened to Stephen Keogh.
It was late in the shot clock. He was trying to load one up and left the stick exposed.
Must be family in front of us. I did spot a Ryan Degerton jersey, which has now been taken off and folded up. A young fan.
Oh, man. That's
outside
one
shot off the end board.
Saris with a really good look there, and he's looking skyward, knowing he should have done a little bit better with that one.
But no over and back. A late reset call.
Yeah, that's a bit of a phantom one there, too.
Merchants have it. Marinier playing it down to Kerrigan all by himself. Back to Saris. His outside shot got cleanly blocked by a defender.
Tell you what, Adam Bomberry having himself a game on the back end right now.
Some more pastel-colored shoes.
Yeah, and that's probably why.
Epidemic here at the Prezi. Inside of 3 minutes left to go here in the second.
Thomas back out, Matt.
So is Spallina down on the crease. Took the pass from Von Harris, but was swarmed by Merchant defenders. Reed.
Again, numbers.
3-on-2. Reed gets it back. Low shot, scores. Scott Reed, normally known for his face-off prowess, will pull the Merchants back within 4.
Yeah, that's a massive juice goal right there, and maybe the first time in this game, Matt, where we've seen Snake Island a little slow to recover defensively, and it's not a clear-cut 3-on-2, but a 3-on-2 nonetheless. And that's a massive juice goal right there from Reed, an unsuspecting offensive source finds a 5-hole goal, and we got ourselves a 4-goal game here late in the second.
It'll mean Adam Peroni at the draw, though, against Willman, who's been pretty good in this game. Wins another one. Back to Briar Jonathan. Starting to get into Ronan Push territory with lots of face-off wins in this Prezi tournament. For more on Scott Reed standing by in between the penalty box, Pat Gregoire.
Championship pedigree, guys. Thanks, Matt. I was remiss not to mention Scott Reed, one of the members of the 2022 Minto Cup Championship, said that the experience at the national level going to be big if Brooklyn wants to come back here. He's a heart and soul guy. Anyone that's played with it on the team says you absolutely love him. Anyone who's played against him says you absolutely hate him.
It's kind of like working with you, Gregoire.
Here is Joe Hall chasing after this loose ball. Gets it from Hickey. Thought he was going to turn back to the net. Instead, he'll give here to Keogh. But not in the rocking chair. Not sure how he bounced back up that quickly. That was a good move.
I'm telling you what, Joe Hall looking like President's Cup 5, 6, 7 for Joe Hall. Not 17. He's playing with all sorts of energy.
He got 15 more in him. What do you mean last ride?
Yeah, in this gold medal game.
Kerrigan picks up the Lucy to the corner. Return to number 9. Twister.
Ooh.
Coming into the last minute. That one's going to bounce up and into the crowd. 8-4. Neither team took time out in that first period.
Yeah, big possessions here in this final minute.
Accioni starts it down the boards to Thomas. Sinfield. Out of the corner. Head fake, but he'll pass to Lanchbury. Got shoved out wide. Double seal coming. Still doesn't open his shot for Lanchbury. He goes to Sinfield. That hit off Reed.
6-second differential now. I don't think you pull Daymood. Long change up for, and too much time.
He's going to sneak his way up towards the restraining line, but not getting the call. Thomas behind the net. He scored from there earlier in the tournament. Likes to pull it back out to the top now. Lanchbury has Harris in front of him. Comes across and stolen and timeout.
Oh, man.
Immediate timeout called from the bench.
I
think just...
I mean, that looked like a 2-on-1 waiting to happen right there, but clearly the decision was made prior to that defensive stop there. When we get it, we want timeout, and, you know, it's okay, right? You're going to get the controlled possession here, but you always kind of want to wait and see what's going to develop before you make that call, especially at the end of a period, because, I mean, that's a 2-on-1 waiting to happen, and that's when Brooklyn is at their best.
They're 4 goals, by the way, from 4 different goal scorers. Meanwhile, we've got a couple deuces on the side of Snake Island. Take a chance to thank our crew throughout this game. Donnell and Alec were on camera. I know Lucas is sat in on replay. Chris Main throughout the week. Rachel Wolf has been in the director's chair for a number of these games. Gary Morrison has filmed 22 of 22 here at the President's Cup.
Grinding. Gary.
Oh, he missed one.
Gary the grinder.
All right, forget it. Never mind.
The grinder. He's grinding out there, pal.
But,
well, huge possession here. I mean, go to the locker room down 4, okay. Go down 3, you're going to be feeling a lot better about yourself. Big final 16 seconds right here.
Kerrigan taking top spot. Net is empty down to our left as they played down through Marinier. McLeod back up. Kerrigan up top. Pfeiffer. Hickey towards the crease. That was the look for Saris.
Oh,
and they're going to run out of time. And
massive stop there for Daymood.
Big fist bumps and helmet taps for Daymood in that Snake Island crease.
Well, Matt, 20 minutes remain here, and Muskies lead it by 4 against the home team. Both these clubs looking for their very first President's Cup ever. And 40 minutes are in the books here. As a better period there for Brooklyn. Let's go down to the turf. Pat Gregoire has got his man down there in Reed.
Obviously down 4 goals here. Starting to get a little bit of transition. What's Snake Island doing? to take away one of your strongest facets of your team's game?
I mean, we're just very similar teams together, right? So they know how to defend it because they play it very well, just like us, right? So, we're just trying to push it as much as we can, but we got to play smart when we're doing that.
Scored the last team's goal. What'd you see there?
Just like I said, we're pushing the ball. We've got to take our chances. Tried to move it to the offensive guy. They went to them, so I got it back and just took my shot.
You're from Whitby. You played your minor lacrosse, your junior lacrosse here. What's it been like playing inside this barn with a great filled pack fans?
Oh, it's amazing. We can't thank the fans enough for coming, and the town of Whitby just for putting this on for us for the 25th anniversary. It's been an awesome week, and it's an exciting game.
Down 4 goals, 20 minutes to go. What do you guys need to do to get this thing tied up again?
Just come out, play our game, right? Can't worry about them too much. Got to worry about us. Come play hard, play fast, do what we know we need to do, and keep going.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Scott. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Scott Reed, the latest goal scorer for the Brooklyn Merchants. When we come back on the JVI Sports Network, we'll have third period action here in the final of the 2025 President's Cup.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
From our unique origins to the modern game, the global lacrosse community has been preparing for this moment. Together, we step into a new chapter of growth, competition, unity, and inspiration for the next generation. Welcome to a new era of lacrosse. At the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, we continue growing together. Join the journey, and let's make history in LA and beyond. A new era of lacrosse starts now.
From grassroots to major international events, Sport Durham's award-winning edge is the care we take to create memorable participant experiences and lasting legacies. Collaborate with Sport Durham to host your best event yet. While you're here, be sure to visit durhamtourism.ca for things to do across Durham Region's 8 vibrant communities. Summit Access Solutions is a turnkey access company that can accommodate any and all projects from scaffolding, swing stage, material lifts, weather enclosure systems, and shoring, just to name a few. We specialize in making what looks impossible possible so that you can complete any project safely, efficiently, and on time. Call us at 877-786-6483 or visit summitaccess.ca. No matter what the disaster, we'll be there to help get everything in your home or business restored back to normal. Whether your property has suffered from a kitchen fire, basement flood, or a break-in, our professional technicians and restoration experts will use the best tools and strategies to help you make your house feel like a home again. The wait is over. The NLL has partnered with TFL Sports to bring you something legendary. Not since the days of the 1993 MILL has Pro Box Lacrosse seen premier collectible trading cards. The most comprehensive, officially licensed NLL trading cards ever, featuring legends, rookies, game highlights, and more, all dropping in October. Pre-order yours now before they are gone at shop.tflsport.com. With this many stars, you won't want to miss your chance to chase greatness. Whether you're just getting into lacrosse or a seasoned veteran ready to upgrade from that old broken down smelly gear, Twisted Heads Custom Lacrosse has you covered. We specialize in custom head dyes trusted by the pros and stringing for all ages. Follow us on Instagram at twistedheads_lax. And you can also stop by the Warthogs Den at 203 Simcoe Street, Unit 8, Peterborough. Can't make it? Don't worry. You can find everything you need right at your fingertips at twistedheadslax.com. Unleash your inner warthog at Twisted Heads Lacrosse. Turn your scrap into cash at Langeel's Metal Recycle in Port Perry. We pay top dollar when you bring your metal to our yard. With a strong focus on safety and environmentally responsible recycling, you can trust Langeel's to handle your scrap the right way. Fast, fair, and local, Langeel's Metal Recycling in Port Perry. For more information, please visit www.lmr.ca. Thank you to game day sponsor Eco Airflow, who has been providing indoor air quality solutions to customers for over 15 years. Better air can be found at ecoairflow.com and see how the science of filtration can improve the air in your home. Electrolyte, the premium hydration beverage crafted from pharmaceutical-grade ingredients, is trusted by athletes worldwide for its advanced hydration formula, rapid recovery, and sustained performance. Electrolyte manufactures a scientifically formulated beverage that replenishes the body after physical activity or intense heat. Formulated with magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium glucose, and sodium lactate, plus 6 ions for electrolyte absorption. Electrolyte aids in the recovery of the hydroelectric imbalance, fulfilling metabolic and hydrational needs. Back to Iroquois Park Sports Centre one final time here at the President's Cup.
I can't believe it, Matt. One final time, that's it.
We made it. Game number 22 of the Prezi. Matthew Carrick alongside Jake Elliott, and 20 minutes remaining here in the gold medal match. Here's what happened in the second of 20.
Indeed, better period here for the Merchants, but still a hill to climb. It was a 5-goal spread after the first. It's now a 4-goal spread here after the second. But I think Deacon Nod, I think the Merchants, they got out and run a little bit, but this Sinfield has been the story here for the Muskies in these last couple of games. He has been the man to stir the drink offensively for Snake Island.
For me, it has been some of the youngsters that have been stealing the show. You think of David Anderson, you think of all the youngsters on this Brooklyn team, Sinfield kind of coming out of nowhere when you look at everybody else. Aside from what Chase Frazier and Clue J did in the early goings, but really a tournament of the youngsters here in 2025.
Yeah, and I like it. I'm here for it, man. I think this should be a tournament full of guys waiting to kind of break on to the next scene, right? The up-and-comers that are just ready to kind of get to the next level. That's what you want to see here at the Senior B level, and I think right across this entire 8-team tournament, we've seen a lot of that. It's been a younger President's Cup as a whole as far as the participants go.
Of course, there's rule changes involved in that and precipitated those types of things. Before we get too far here, why don't we check in before this third period with our man on the sidelines, Pat Gregoire.
Thank you so much, fellas. It would not be a lacrosse broadcast with Pat Gregoire without a little shout out to the Toronto Beaches Junior A Lacrosse Club. We know they made their first Minto Cup appearance back in 2022. But if you just look, the proof's in the pudding that they are starting to develop talent at the next level. For Snake Island, Matt Accioni, Cam Accioni, Jackson Raposo are some of the newer comers again. Stone Jacobs and Curtis Conley. But Skylar Thomas actually played his Junior A with the Beaches. And, of course, can't forget probably the greatest Toronto Beach of all time in Stephen Keogh. And, of course, a lot of alumni out of the Whitby Junior A Club, but the Beaches with a fair share of players on Brooklyn as well. Matt Duncan, Jacob Hickey are the two on the home side. And, of course, we'd be remiss without giving a shout-out to Luke Magnan, who didn't play his junior with the Toronto Beaches, but is now coaching with the Toronto Beaches and here with the Muskies, doing a masterclass defensively, if you ask so myself.
I cannot believe you ran through all of that, P. Greggy, and just left your boy right beside you, the big body, Audie Bugatti, left off that list right there.
Of course. How could I forget media superstar Austin Owens also shooting for the Snake Island Muskies this week?
There you go. Give him a shout-out. Why not? 20 on the clock here, Matt Carrick. And the teams are at center, set to go. A little brief word from the officials to the coaches. And blow the whistle. Let's play some lacrosse. We're underway.
Better Toronto Beaches than Western or Ironheads. That's where I thought we were going. But anyways,
just pipe down over there.
Face off here into the stick of Nicholas Volkov, and go time, you would think, for the Brooklyn Merchants, who got a little closer in that period. 8-4, still down by 4. 2 goals off 19 shots for the Muskies. Outside rip here. Knocked Damoud off his feet and then back in, called against Snake Island. They got 8 off 37.
Now, who's going to control the emotions here? Who's going to keep it in check? And who's going to perform under pressure? The biggest moments of a lot of these guys' lacrosse careers so far ahead.
Parker Pfeiffer back to his brother, Devin. That shot hit the left leg of Nick Damoud for Brooklyn in the period. 3 goals off 12 shots they've been given, just 4 off 23 through the opening 40 minutes. Hartley inside the restraining line. Snake Island now going left to right here to finish this thing off. Hartley hit his own man behind the net. Spallina crumpled, got right back up and back into the fray. It's going to be Knott that pulls it into his crease, though.
That's a good look there for Hartley. Just had to get it a little bit lower as he had some room up there.
Liam Osborne will leave it for Marinier. All the way back across. I believe that's McLeod to Marinier again on the run. His shot looked like it hit off Damoud. No reset. They'll get one now as he makes the catch.
You can see Brooklyn really trying to stretch out the Muskies defense, draw them to the perimeter, and the Muskies are just saying, we're not doing that. If you want to fire away from the outside, go for it. Damoud's got our back here, but we're not going to get stretched out to the boards and let you cut through the middle.
Thomas back to Harris. To the outside, Lanchbury. Keel sniffing around for a screen. Lanchbury will play it back to Keogh. Headed for the foot there of Knott, who stumbled a little bit.
Well, I always like to do this in the third period here, Matt. Winning number here, 10?
Yeah, it could be. That would mean 6 in the period for Brooklyn. That would have to be a heck of a run. Bouncing ball, Snake Island. When you initially asked, I thought 12 for sure, but then that would be 8 in the period, and that may be a big ask. Sinfield all the way down into the corner. Spallina waited for help off the bench. It's headed back Sinfield's way. Spallina one more time. 5 to shoot. He does.
That is an excellent stop.
Save. Yes, it was. And a Spallina takedown after the shot will reset the shot clock here. Before yesterday's semifinal, the 12-8 win over Six Nations, it was Ryan Degerton telling me that they like to make teams play their game. Brooklyn does. And there's not many teams out there that can compete with them at their game. Feels like today it's been Brooklyn that's been more playing Snake Island's game. The Spallina, called in the crease, but not made the stop anyways, and it was a good one to his left.
I mean, Spallina has had a bounty of chances in this game. He does have a goal, but he could easily have 3 or 4.
Outside room to go to the net if he takes it. And eventually, Killen Polera did.
By the way, Matt, we'll get a look at this last Deacon Knott stop right there. Lanchbury now up to 6 points, has taken over the tournament lead in scoring. A goal and 5 assists.
And again, with everybody else close enough to him with their tournaments finished, looks like it's going to be a second scoring championship at the Prezi for Ryan Lanchbury. Nice pickup from Reed on the run. Had eyes for the top corner. Didn't miss by much.
No, I think they're going to say that hit the dash. Or now they're going to say Daymud or crossbar. I thought maybe it hit.
It looked clean.
Yeah, the way I don't think it can get out of play if it hit the back dasher board there. So that must have gone off the crossbar.
Devin Pfeiffer back to the outside. Would be remiss if we didn't thank Andrew Ecclestone for his work and the officials in this tournament. He's got a couple days now before heading out to the Mann Cup.
Yeah, he's coming out west.
Outside shot, scores.
McLeod with a laser beam. And look out here, 3-goal game now, as close as the Merchants have been since early in the first period. And that first goal of the period, always key. And it's another outside shot as Daymud a little guilty maybe of creeping down a little early. That's a good rocket there from McLeod. He just stepped into that one.
And he's been dialing it in as this game's been going, hasn't he? Hasn't stopped shooting since that first period when they weren't working. And now finally one does hit. Not over yet, Marinier.
8-5.
Coming off the bench, Devin Pfeiffer from his wrong side had Hickey cutting through. That one off the stick and down back towards the corner.
There's a misplay, and there's a nice pickoff there. As Hops has had a really nice game on the back end here, a little unassuming. You don't talk about a whole lot, but man, is he rock steady.
Keogh on the outside. He'll play it all the way across to Hartley. Spins off pressure to the middle. Not sure where it is. Waved off. Real close to the line.
Not pretty, but effective from Deacon Knott.
Finish the thought on Ecclestone. Going to miss game number 1 for the wedding of one Kyle Cropman. Congratulations, Crop.
Oh, man. Get your priorities in straight, Andy. Man, Cup.
Polera, another outside rip. He's already wandering around with his 2024 Manor shirt on today and some dress pants. And if you look at the most recent stop and close to the line from Deacon Knott, and by the way, happy birthday, Preston Levy.
Yes.
Today, saw that on social media.
Sure, watching the game intently.
Wonder who his picks were for this tournament. Trust them more than anybody else.
Did that hit the goaltender? I don't think so.
Moot point anyways, as Osborne will pick it up and head back the offensive direction. Parker Pfeiffer picks it from out of the corner. All over him. Brian Rice returns it to Devin. Had room to shoot and did. Up the near boards. Matt Atchoni next trip up the floor. We'll check in with Pat Gregoire. We'll see what Snake Island can do here with Von Harris.
Lowers are a different set that he's been wearing this week. Obviously, a lot of attention about goaltending gear with 2 challenges during the semifinals. So everyone making sure they're all legal and minding their P's and Q's.
Yeah, you don't want to call in a game like this. And can I just say, I thought there was something a little different, but I just got the wrong piece wrong.
It was a stick check in yesterday's semifinal against Daymud. Outside shot, Parker Pfeiffer. That hit something on its way through.
Hopefully Repo Man is on the raffle draw numbers.
Can give it clean. Raposo, no room to run. They'll leave it at the center stripe.
Who is going to get the next goal here? Are we going to have a 4-goal game again or a 2-goal game?
That seems, at this point, with 12 and a half to go, a huge difference of conversations as Knott makes the stop, and they got one leaking out. pass not far enough for Nicholas Volkov.
And listen, I mean, the Merchants are going to have to try and speed this game up. The Muskies, I don't think they want to slow down too much, right? You don't want to take your foot off the pedal and stop playing to win the game.
Spalina to the crease. Bouncer landed in it as we had some action out to the outside.
Yeah, remember, he took that shot outside the crease well before he went in, but they blew it down pretty quick.
Remember, both of these teams looking for their first ever gold medals here at the Prezi. Pfeiffer bringing it across. Marinier. Shrug of the shoulders there from McLeod. Bringing it back to Marinier. Block shot. Jerry Stotts.
Muskies have done a lot of that, Matt. Blocked shots.
Yes. Not just today through the tournament. Stone Jacobs. Lane to the net. Blocked off.
Yeah, I mean, Lansbury, you want the ball going through him, but I get the ball in the stick at 27 here. He's been the most dangerous on the floor.
Skylar Thomas backs around him, goes airborne, waved off.
Oh, give me a replay on that.
Knott came out to throw the hit. Looked like he might have been good on the takeoff. Definitely was good midair.
Oh, man. I think that one should have counted, and Brooklyn might have just dodged a big-time bullet right there.
Well, a goal here would be a massive swing. Toe drag. Saris' shot forced way up and high. Excuse me, Polera. This is Saris now going after the loose ball. Pass to a covered Hickey. Polera gets it back, rips a bouncer. Late in the shot clock, it's going to expire on Brooklyn.
Watch the takeoff. That's what matters. And tough to see with the Merchant right in front.
Yeah.
But that's the Gregoire rule. Or that cool goal. Let it go.
I think Deacon Knott has seen enough of number 66 close to his orange crease here in this game as he came out to throw contact instead of standing in trying to make the stop on Skylar Thomas. William Osborne missed there. Crossing the halfway mark of this final regulation time period.
Oh, baby. Buckle up here. 10 to go.
Gold medal game of the 2025 President's Cup. Parker Pfeiffer. Playing it back to Marinier. Intercepted. Transition. In here all alone. Zachary Hops scores.
Wow. Clip it for Hops. I mean, what a game he has had, 76 in crimson and black. And then maybe makes the play of the game right here. That is a massive juice goal. Under the 10-minute mark, Merchants were within 3. Hopp says, I'll take that. And you're not catching me from behind now. I was a little worried as he kept the stick low here coming in. Kind of took some options away, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Beautiful shot from Hops, 9-5.
36 runners, 4 goaltenders on each roster for a regular lacrosse game. You can give me 40 picks. I'm not sure that Scott Reed or Zachary Hops would be very high on those lists, but
yeah,
both of them with monster goals for their teams here in this gold medal game. The latest from Hops, putting his team up 9-5.
Can they get to 10 here, Matt?
Hartley going to try late in the shot clock. Joe Hall from distance.
Yeah, don't follow your shot right now. Look out, here comes Hickey. Got twisted around.
Still keeps it off the crossbar.
Man. Hickey is so dangerous in transition there and didn't have much of an angle. Had a pin-size hole to put that ball in, hit the iron.
That does get the Merchants offense on the floor. Those Saris. Back to the far side. Polera got swarmed and stolen away.
Like, how about it from Stone Jacobs? Here's a guy that just plays way bigger than his numbers indicate, and just a clean strip there, and thank you very much. Took the ball in the process.
Big game, big tournament player, is he not? Has broke onto the scene at the Field Lacrosse Championships a few years ago. Here's an outside rip from Spalina. Not will go down, make the save.
I just think
Cody Hamlin.
Yeah, Matty, I just think Deacon Knott's going to need to be perfect the rest of the way to give the Merchants a chance now.
Pfeiffer, man alone on the crease. It's his brother Devin. Low shot. Off the pads of Damoud, and then
Now you'll take that. Raposo gets interference, but at least it gives you a chance to get sorted defensively again.
Outside, Pfeiffer does shoot. Glove stop, left hand, Damoud.
I mean, yeah.
Hit there,
okay.
yeah.
I was going to say, if you're calling one, you better call that one as well.
Especially right in front of the bench of the Muskies.
Lanchbury's just saying, hey, man, I just want to go pick up the ball. I don't want to go on your bench. Somebody grabbed his stick, too, I think.
He is on the Brooklyn Merchants bench. Official was right there.
I don't know if Ryan Lanchbury ever gets rattled.
Hartley. Little screen here in a roll back from Sinfield. Goes to Lanchbury, rips. Kicked out, but Harris brings it down.
They'll be just fine with that. If they can get shots and resets, they'll be happy with that at this point to have another 30 seconds.
Sinfield to Lanchbury. Still from the outside. Jump shot caught by Knott. Lanchbury down in a heap at the restraining line. Didn't see what happened, but Merchants now trying to bring it out. Lanchbury getting off, although was slower than normal. Marinier, Saris. They play catch halfway through the shot clock. Up top here, Kerrigan back to Braden Saris. On the crease, Marinier. 5-hole closed up on Damoud.
That's a big stop there, and that's the problem here for the Merchants. You know, they break down the Muskies defense, and then all of a sudden they're staring at 39 in the goal, and he doesn't let too many softies in, Matt. He will let some goals by him, but he'll stop most of the ones that he should.
Skylar Thomas lowers the shoulder, back up. Not going to let him shoot. Spallina calling for it. It's Lanchbury instead. Spallina may have saved the possession there. I think that was headed for the safety netting. Low outside shot from Spallina. Knocks down his Merchants counterpart. Their bench calling for a penalty, not going to get one.
That was a dive.
Parker Pfeiffer. Lit up Ontario Series Lacrosse this season. Points leader for the Merchants. Back for Kerrigan on the run. Shot down low on Damoud. Hit his pads.
What do we got here? Easy now.
Peroni stepped in.
Not the time for this here to get involved in extracurriculars on a dead ball, as we will get a water break here at the 6-minute mark here to go in this game, I think.
Media time only means one thing on our broadcast, and that's Pat Greggy time.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Jake, you always talk about your magic number, and I tend to agree that the 10 spot here certainly feels like that's going to be blouses if this Snake Island team's able to get it, because let's be quite honest, Nick Damoud has done an outstanding job making saves, but if you look at the way that this Snake Island defense is playing, you could argue this is their best defensive performance, and it's not just the young legs of guys like Jackson Raposo, the Achionis. It's the veterans setting up. Adam Bomberry blocking shots. Hops getting a huge goal in transition. And, of course, other players. Breyer, Jonathan, in lanes blocking shots. Just a complete gutty performance from the back end of the Muskies.
Speaking of blouses, Patty, again, a few comments coming in about your fashion choices here today.
I'm surprised we got to the 6-minute mark before that came up.
Compliments only, Greg. Compliments only.
You have different numbers than I do, I think. 9-5 here. Final 6 minutes of regulation. Final 6 of the 2025 Prezi.
Here we go.
From the corner, lowering the shoulder is Lanchbury. Crashes into the set. Stephen Keel rips. I don't think that ever got through. No time on the shot clock.
Easy.
And
just got to walk away. You just got to eat it and walk away at this point.
Well, again, young team here, right? Marinier.
Ready to help.
McLeod scored earlier. Goes behind the net and misplayed, mishandled. Well, Marinier did try and save it. It was in the cylinder.
And that's the difference. The Muskies just didn't have guys like Stone Jacobs and Raposo to clear the ball the last couple of years in situations like that. And those young legs that can just beat the first guy up the floor has made a huge difference to this Muskies team. And so is that guy.
How about that one? Sinfield with the hat trick in the biggest game of his young life.
They can taste it now, Matty. Under 5 to go and back up 5 here for the Muskies. Sinfield.
Go ahead.
Unbelievable last 2 games here for this left-handed snipe show named Sinfield. Unbelievable. I don't think he realizes he's not supposed to be doing this.
When you look at the rosters when they come out, we start doing our prep work. We start looking at who might be a factor. That was not one of the names that jumped off the piece of paper, all due respect to Sinfield. But, definitely got lost amongst some of the bigger names and some of the names that show up this time of year. Wow. Man, Sinfield.
Unbelievable.
Not going to go past our eyes anymore.
No, not at all. And I know a bunch of head coaches and general managers at the elite level are paying attention to 27 in maroon right now, as it's clock management time now for Snake Island, Matt. 10 should be enough here with 4 to go. Mm-hmm. And you better not be shooting the ball with anything less than, 6 seconds on the shot clock here. You better be winding this thing right down every time.
Well, Sinfield on a run again. Broke his way through, just couldn't get the pass.
I mean, essentially, you can just run the Merchants out of possessions if you do that, right?
Yep.
Not that I want to do the math, Matt, but
no, that department closed for business for the rest of the tournament, I think.
Once and now, I was just going to say, Deacon Knott's got to go.
That may have been what Nick Daymood was pointing at after the goal was scored, ran to the bench, wanted a towel, and desperately pointing down in that end. Extra attacker set here for the Merchants now. Onto the crease, back up top, outside shot McLeod. He'll chase his own rebound, doesn't get it. Nobody back to the bench as they scrum this loose ball. Still on the Merchants shot clock, they'll pick up. Polera, Saris, far side intended for McLeod, way too high. Deacon Knott back in the net as the shot clock is going to sound here on Brooklyn.
There it is again, Matt. Let me use my legs and clear this ball, but pass a little left to be desired there from Raposo. And that's a quick turnover, an unnecessary one as well. Just keep running.
Deacon Knott going to beat 2 players to the bench now, as it'll be 6 attackers the entire way, under 3 to go here in regulation time. Polera, Pfeiffer, Marinier back down to the corner. All the way up top, Marinier. Looks like they're making room for McLeod here to shoot. Hard pass into the corner, may have been intended for Marinier. He'll let rip right into the midsection of Daymood. No one to the bench again.
Empty net.
And Accioni gonna bury it. They can feel it now over on the Muskies bench.
This hometown crowd just stunned. This team had not lost since the month of June. And this Muskies team out of the 3 Nations Lacrosse League, who had to work to get here, taking down Kahnawake in the final, going 5-0 through the round robin, a team that has never won the President's Cup. The last time they had a chance at it, 2019, and now 2-10 away from their first President's Cup championship ever.
Won silver in 2011 as the hosts. Back-to-back 4th place finishes.
Oh, they had too many men, and they did not have the goaltender on the bench. And that penalty shot, because of it, right at the 2-minute mark. They're going to give him the penalty shot. The clock reads 2 minutes exactly. And I'll give it to Joe Hall here. Can we not? Give this penalty shot to Joe Hall.
Well, there's 4 merchants out there. Are we?
Right at the, so it's under 2 to go.
Well,
And it's at 2, so they're not going to give him the penalty
okay.
shot. Which, if I'm the Muskies right now, I'm
You're
okay with that.
yeah,
I'd
you
rather
can-
take the 30 seconds than have the penalty shot.
Clock doesn't run on a penalty shot, exactly. Lanchbury will start with it at center and just stand there until pressured. Leading by 6.
Yeah, now they're up a man too, right? So they got to really chase here against the Muskies.
Sinfield will bounce it back to Lanchbury. He'll
He
go
is-
under the bridge of Hickey.
He is so confident carrying. Look out for Keogh. Look out here.
Yeah,
Don't
in a bear
do
hug,
it.
Arms
Don't
going
do
high
it.
on Keogh. He's John as
Reed.
Merchants will bring it back.
You do not want that dance. Trust me.
Deacon not staying in right now. Parker Pfeiffer takes it from the corner. Big win from Jackson Raposo. Sticks out on the bench of the Muskies. Horns out in the stands.
Oh, they're going
for
to
the
do
Muskie
it.
faithful.
They're going to do it, Matt. There's just a minute to go here. They're up 6. The Muskies are going to win the President's Cup. How about that?
In Joe Hall's 94th try.
Unbelievable.
Seem to be in it every year and just unable to crack through. Up 11-5 right now. Came out guns blazing in this gold medal game, and too big a hill to climb for Brooklyn to get back in it.
Yeah, while we're coming down the stretch here, I mean, a fabulous season from Brooklyn. They put an excellent team together. They were really the class of this tournament as well as the Muskies, but when it came to this gold medal game, I think the experience of Snake Island just kind of shone through as another stop for Damoud here, and that's going to do it for the Muskies. But, to Gavin Prout and Doug Louie and the entire organizing committee here at the President's Cup, a fabulous week in Whitby. They're going home with a silver for their 25th anniversary, and I know it's not the one that they wanted, but a year and a season to be proud of here in Brooklyn for the Merchants.
Snake Island Muskies have been swimming upstream a lot here in this President's Cup tournament over the years, but now they can say they are President's Cup champions here in 2025, the first time for Snake Island.
Wow. I mean, I've gotten to know these guys pretty well over the last several years, in particular Goliwade and Luelas Mitchell, who I just could not be more pleased with. I know how hard these guys work, how much heart and soul they pour into this team and these players. They really care about these guys. And similar to what we saw in Kahnawake for the Founders Cup champions, how much that meant to the community. When they bring this President's Cup back home to the Turtle Dome, that place is going to go absolutely bonkers. Could not be happier for the Muskies to win their very first President's Cup. What a scene down there on the turf right now.
You mentioned Goliwade and Luelas, a family that just loves, lives, breathes lacrosse, everything about it. And, they've been at this a long time, not just with this team, other teams that they put together as well, and tournaments and so on. Just incredible people to be around.
Greggy.
If you take the lacrosse out of it.
Yeah, fans are starting to pour on the turf here. You better be looking for number 11 down there, Pat Gregoire. As I want to hear from Old Snake Eyes, the living legend who gets his second President's Cup, his first with the Muskies, and will ride off into the sunset here and retire from the sport. What a career for Joe Hall, and I want to hear from him, Pat Gregoire.
This will be an exit interview for the ages,
man.
we need a horse stat.
Yeah, let's just ride one right in here to Iroquois Park if we can. And the Merchants are staying out. They'll shake hands. We'll get medal presentations. There it is. How about that for an image? Print the T-shirts right now. Joe Hall is a President's Cup champion once again.
I have a feeling you would sell a few of those.
I'd buy a few.
Different scenes back to our right, though.
Yeah.
It must be said.
It's tough, man.
25th anniversary. Everything was building to this week and this moment. About a year and a half worth of preparation, including making the roster.
All right, looks like Greggy's got him. He's going to pull him out of the pack. Let's go down to the turf. Joe Hall with Pat Gregoire. Let's go.
This will be good.
Joe, you told us you got tired of chancing your second President's Cup, but you didn't want to hang it up until you won with Snake Island. It's hard to compare a championship, but how does this one feel?
This is unreal. Best feeling in the world right now. I'm so high up right now. Me and my family, we worked hard for this over the years. It all came together finally.
You mentioned the hard work that you and the Mitchell brothers put in together. A lot of people saying this is the greatest Muskies team ever put together. What can you say about your teammates and what they just accomplished here?
We were together all over, from our defense, our goalie up to our defense, offense. We had everything. We had it all this year. I'm glad we came out on top.
You look at the offense, obviously a great performance with 11 goals, but just 5 against a very potent team. What can you say about Nick Damoud and that unbelievable defense?
Nick Damoud's the best fucking goalie in this tournament. Might be summer ball. Our defense, we owe them everything. We owe them everything.
One last question I got to ask. Is this one last ride for Joe Hall?
I think that was it.
Well, it's one good ride to end on. Congratulations, living legend. Back to you guys.
Oh, man. I mean, I kind of felt like one was coming, and I'm glad it did. We're on the internet here. Who gives an F? Joe Hall deserves it. And now handshakes here between the Merchants. And again, hands up to the Merchants here for a great week here in Brooklyn, a great final game here against the Muskies. And I have a feeling, I know there's going to be some changes to this roster a year from now. Some guys are going to be playing in the NLL, won't be eligible to play. But now Gavin Prout in charge of both rosters here. And I think the Merchants are going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time to come here. Now that he's running the show, they know what it takes to get to this part of the season. And they want to take that final step too, and they're not going anywhere here, are these Merchants.
Well, I would take it a step further, not just the Merchants, but you take that to the MSL level.
Sure.
And Brooklyn Lacrosse Club
knocked
right on the door with Peterborough this year, and I know Six Nations a step up perhaps from that as well, but kind of changing the narrative here in Ontario lacrosse where it's been for so many years. Brooklyn really arriving on the map, and I just want to add in all the volunteers that have been part of the tournament as well. Mama Kiernan has served us every day.
Good Lord.
Brought the food into our booth. And she's on.
Yeah, she's right at the center floor there, right near the President's Cup, taking some pics.
I think this is camera roll.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
This is the only game that she has been able to kind of sit back and watch because she's been working the entire time. One of the backbones of this tournament, no question about it, for Paula Kiernan, who deserves a little camera time herself. As man, there is a lot of Muskies fans out on the turf waiting for that big team picture after these handshakes. We'll get medals, players of the game. It's all coming up here on the JVI Sports Network. Maddie, your first President's Cup final call, a great time to be working with you and Pat and the whole crew here at JVI who just did a bang-up job all week long. It's not an easy thing to crank out 22 games in 6 days, but the whole crew, the camera people, the technicians, replay, everything was great this week here on JVI, and I know we had a ton of viewers watching the President's Cup all week long. Congratulations to you and the entire crew at JVI. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Gary Morrison sails a mighty big ship around here and keeps everything flowing and going, and everybody's invited to the teardown party. Starts immediately when we go off here.
I got up an appointment. I'm sorry to skip out quickly.
Let's throw it down to PA announcer Mike Smith for players of the game. I think all-star teams will be announced and medals to be handed out here as first one, Scott Reed gets the player of the game, Jim Halvoff, to present them.
And for the player of the game for Snake Island Muskies, number 22, Joey Spallina. And now the 2025 President Cup All-Star teams presented by Signature Lacrosse. Second team from Edmonton, Dean Farrell. From Ladner, Keegan Bell. From Snake Island, Ryan Lunchbury. From Winnipeg, Alex De La Ronde. From Edmonton, Jarrett Toll. From the Merchants, Deacon Knott. And the first team from Six Nations, David Anderson. From Brooklyn, Will McLeod. From Brooklyn, Alex Morenier. From Allegheny, Chase Frazier. From Snake Island, Joey Spallina. And from Snake Island, Nick Damoud. At this time, now to present the silver medals to the Brooklyn Merchants is Sean Williams, President of Lacrosse Canada, and Jim Bumhoff, convener from Lacrosse Canada.
All right, Matty, just naming the all-star teams here.
Sure.
And some very deserving players. Again, I've taken issue with a couple of the players of the game selections here this week, and I got to take issue with one of the all-stars. He made the second all-star team, but the guy is the leading scorer of the tournament, and you're telling me Ryan Lanchbury's a second-team all-star and not on the first team? What is going on down there? I think that's probably the last. I'm probably more concerned about it than Ryan Lanchbury is at this point. I just leading tournament scorer, second-team all-star.
Well, I like that there was room for, Frazier, Cloutier, especially on that first one. Put on a show in what they would consider a losing effort, but
Lanchbury's a champion too.
Yep.
That's if that doesn't scream first team all-star, winning the cup and leading the tournament.
Well, and I don't know when they were picked either. Like it was before the game, he wasn't. But anyways.
You want to get Lanchbury down there, Greggy? It looks like you want to do some more work down there.
Sure.
If you can find him, grab him.
Let's put him to work.
Sinfield, that's why not? Let's get this kid, Greggy, and see what makes him tick. What a tournament for Sinfield.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, what a breakout tournament for yourself, Landon. You're from the Cornwall area, obviously, ingrained with the community here. How much does this feel good, winning President's Cup with this group?
It feels great. This is like such a big tournament on so many different levels, and coming from being like a local guy, it just feels great to get some of these local guys to a cup. It's been so long since some of these guys have been able to win, so it's great to bring the trophy home for everybody.
What's it been like learning beside guys like Stephen Keogh, Joe Hall, guys that have been around the game for a very long time?
It's like you can't even describe it. Those guys have so much like talent, and they're such veterans. Guys like that are so loud on the bench. All you can do is just be a sponge and kind of soak it all in, because they're the real deal. They know what they're doing. So
you've been the real deal this week. A bunch of goals, a bunch of points. Like I said, a bit of a breaking out. You were drafted last year. How motivated are you to get to the next level?
I am more motivated than I can put into words. It's all I've wanted now for a long time, and being able to compete on a platform like this just kind of let me do my thing, gain some confidence, and I'm just going to keep working until I get there.
An outstanding performance offensively for you guys, but how about the defense? 5 against this very potent Brooklyn team. What can you say about the defense today?
We are nothing without our defense back there. We can, no matter what we do, if our D don't turn up like they do, it's tough. They hold it down. Nicky and Nets making saves left and right, and that's the best defense I've been a part of ever.
Well, I'll let you get to it. Congratulations and enjoy the victory.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Matty, Brooklyn just receiving their medals and saluting this crowd who really showed up for this gold medal game. What an atmosphere it was for this gold medal matchup, and all week long, really. But fabulous crowd here for this one, and nice of the Merchants to kind of salute all the people that supported them all season long.
Yeah, I was really going to say the same thing. Those 8 o'clock games were the ones that we kind of looked forward to from a crowd perspective, because we knew that this community was going to show up and show out for this team, wearing the jerseys, making the noise. To go back to Sinfield, though, I mean, he's got a busy month or so ahead of him. He's going to be getting ready for an NLL camp somewhere, I'm pretty sure now. I know he's
turn your notifications on.
I know he's Rock property, but that's not the last we've heard of his name for sure.
Well, Muskies will get the medals here, and I'm sure the celebration will go well into the evening here in Whitby tonight for the Muskies, who musked up big time here in the final game. I mean, it's almost a perfect lacrosse game that they played here today.
Right.
You know, they get to 11, they hold the opponent to 5, they stayed out of the penalty box, they got great goaltending. And I think they came into this game with a really good game plan to beat the Brooklin Merchants and just stifled them for 60 minutes.
Yeah, you said it, 60 minutes. I really didn't feel that there was that moment where Brooklyn really took control of the game at all.
Yeah.
You know, they did score their 5, and they did have spots where, you know, you thought, okay, maybe they might go here, but Brooklyn thrives on that changing of the momentum and the shifting of the floor. Never got that opportunity, I felt, in the game. And full 60-minute effort, like you said, from this Snake Island Muskies team. And how rare is it in this tournament for the pre-tournament favorite to run the table, go perfect, and then pick up the gold, right?
Unbelievable. And we're not shutting this stream down until I see number 11 lift that cup over his head. As they're just about through the medal presentations here is Sean Williams, the president of Lacrosse Canada, on scene here for this one, and he's going right down the line, and hopefully they got enough for everybody down there. He's starting to run out. And still a few more players to go.
There's too many jerseys down. I can't figure out who's playing.
Probably a couple of fans sneaking in there wearing Muskies jerseys and give me one.
Yeah, I scored 2 on Tuesday. Anyways, how about a chance to shout out Pat Gregoire, yourself. We had Joe Sullivan earlier in the week, Lucas Arger, the commentating crew. It's been great to work with all of you. We try to get everybody mixed up with everybody. Yeah. And I've had a ton of fun here this week, and thanks to all you guys who are still tuned in and still working hard.
Yeah, well, you guys here at JVI and you, Matt, do a fantastic job, and Lucas has got a bright future ahead of him. Greggy, he's one of the best in the business for sure. And, you know, to come straight from the Minto Cup in St. Catharines right up here to Whitby and have another week of calling top-notch lacrosse has been, you know, a real memorable summer for me so far, doing a couple of big tournaments in the East, something I don't get a chance to do a whole lot. And now I get to go home, rest for a couple of days.
Triple header.
And then the triple header. The big mama coming up. Man Cup, Chiefs and Bellies starting September the 5th. As Nick Daymood is your President's Cup MVP. And I think a fine choice right there for Big Nick, who, you know, let's remember, went down with the injury in Oakville, never got a chance to kind of finish that tournament off, and he's been right there knocking on the door. And maybe some of his best work we've seen from Nick Daymood here in the President's Cup, and in particular in this final game.
I would agree. I think one thing left to do, let's send it back downstairs.
Congratulations goes out to the Snake Island Muskies as your 2025 President Cup champions. Congratulations, Muskies.
Here it comes, Matt. Here it comes. Joe Hall. He's going to yank that thing right over his head and bring it to the boys. It's going back to Aguasasne, the President's Cup. How can you not love to see that? Amazing. All right, Matt. I think we'll probably get out of here. We're just filling time at this point. But congratulations to the Muskies, the Merchants, everybody that competed here at the President's Cup this week. And we'll look forward to it next year once again. I don't know. I think we're good, Patty, unless you got any final thoughts you want to chime in?
Yeah, I think Matt, you said something quite profound. When you think about it, how often in this tournament is it the odds-on favorite that ends up winning this tournament? Next to none, especially, as you know, this Snake Island team knows as well, injuries certainly always play a factor. Think about in 23 with Nick Daymood, but I think Joe Hall said it, many people have said it, this is the greatest Snake Island Muskies team from top to bottom, and this is what the President's Cup is all about. Young players making a name for themselves, veterans that've been around the game, some of the best players on in the entire world, all coming together for one cause. It's been an unbelievable tournament. Brooklyn, they'll be back. They are a valiant host, an unbelievable week here from Whitby. But here today, I think the best team in Senior B lacrosse came out victorious.
Can't say it much better than that. Pat Gregoire, be careful down there. And Matty, you want to sign it off? You want me to? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I would love to. Again, thank you to you for stepping into the booth and helping call a bunch of these games, to Pat Gregoire, Lucas Arger, Joe Sullivan, the JVI crew, Gary Morrison, Gavin Prout, Doug Louie, everyone involved with this tournament. Congratulations to Snake Island, their first President's Cup. And for one final time from here in Whitby, thank you so much for tuning in all week long. We'll talk to you next time.